The Chiefs celebrate Victory Monday on Veterans Day as the team salutes to service and thanks the fine men and women of this country who protect and serve. Kansas City will improve to 9-0 on the season, making history after an unbelievable block-off win against a division foe. We talk all things Chiefs Kingdom now. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Monday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. First, we want to thank all the veterans and those who currently serve our country for their service and their bravery. Of course, today is a day to remember and to reflect. For the Chiefs, they're going to kick off Week 11 by hitting the road for Buffalo. Can the back-to-back champs remain perfect on the season? We discuss. But first, give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. And let's get into it. All right, if you missed all or some of the game action yesterday, I got you covered. We're going to quickly recap the Broncos versus the Chiefs and bring you all the key highlights and the plays before we head to head coach Andy Reid's presser and get a look ahead at the Chiefs versus Bills game coming up this weekend. So, to Arrowhead Stadium we go. Well, the Chiefs won the coin toss and elected to defer, meaning rookie Bo Nix would take the field and Kansas City would get the ball first after the half. Now, I'm not going to lie, you need to stick with me on this one because it really doesn't get pretty till the end. It's a lot of they punted, we punted, they punted, we punted. All right, let's go to the first quarter. Kansas City's defense forced a 3-and-out, welcoming Patrick Mahomes onto the field. The Chiefs' offense converted 2 third downs to move the chains, but Mahomes was sacked, killing the drive, and KC was, of course, forced to punt. Nix came back onto the field looking to get a little bit of momentum going for the Broncos, but Najee Johnson met the rookie in the backfield for a sack and a 17-yard loss. Denver punted 2 plays later. However, the back-to-back champs offense fell flat, and the ball was punted right back to the Broncos. Denver marched down the field, setting up on the Chiefs' 11-yard line as the first quarter came to an end, 0-0 after 1. To the second quarter we go. Denver found the end zone first on a 6-yard pass to go up 7-0 with about 14 minutes left before the half. On the next drive, Kansas City was able to find the red zone, but unable to get into the end zone. A scrambling Mahomes had to settle for 3. Harrison Butker put up a 36-yarder through the uprights to make it 7-3, Broncos on top. The AFC West rival kept their foot on the gas. Bo Nix moved his team down the field one big play after another, where Courtland Sutton beat Trent McDuffie in a one-on-one coverage for the score. Denver goes up 14-3 with about 6 left in the first half, so it's pretty much now or never. The Chiefs' offense seemed to come out on the next drive with a little bit of fire. Thanks to DeAndre Hopkins, Travis Kelce, and Kareem Hunt, Kansas City finally able to get the ball into Broncos territory. The Chiefs went for it on 4th and goal, finding Travis Kelce in the end zone to cut away at the deficit. Make that 14-10, Denver still with the lead. Right before the half, the Broncos set up for a 60-yard field goal, but it was short, and McCole Hardman was there to return the missed kick, 57 yards, before he was actually tackled and the clock ran out. He basically went from sideline to sideline at the half, 14-10 Denver. All right, to the third quarter we go. Another sack on Mahomes led to a Chiefs punt, and Denver was back onto the field with the ball. Again, it was the Chiefs defense that saved the day, keeping the pressure and forcing the Broncos to punt. Mahomes with another chance. He was sacked on 1st and 10. Now, mind you, starting left tackle Wanya Morris left with a knee injury in the second quarter. He later returned. Kingsley Suamataia was in his place on the line. Now, in a stroke of luck on the very next play, Mahomes scrambled out to his right and he found the former Bronco, Samaje Perine, down the field for a 35-yard gain. First down, Kansas City. The Chiefs would ultimately, though, settle for another field goal, coming up short on the 10-yard line. Butker nailed a 65-yarder through the uprights and made it a 1-point game, 14-13 Broncos. Now, Trent McDuffie brought the pressure on the next one. Denver's next drive found Nick Bolton sacking Bo Nix to halt their progress. The Broncos would punt the ball away to Kansas City as the third quarter came to an end, so to the fourth quarter we go with a 1-point game. In the fourth, the Broncos' pressure kept the Chiefs out of rhythm and Mahomes and company came up short. A Chiefs punt gave Denver the ball back, but Felix Anudike-Uzomah tracked down Nix for a tackle for loss. On the next play, the rookie finished his drive with an incompletion, so the Broncos punted it back to Kansas City, who picked up a 31-yard gain by DeAndre Hopkins, putting the Chiefs in field goal range. Kansas City, again, unable to find the end zone, but they continued to have their red zone woes. Bucker made a 3-point grab with a 44-yard field goal, making it 16-14. This is Kansas City's first lead of the game in the fourth quarter. All right, just under 5 to go in this one. The Broncos drove it downfield, then they really started to bleed out the clock. Kansas City was out of timeouts and out of options as Denver set up for the game-winning field goal with just 1 second left on the clock. Then the unthinkable happened. Chiefs linebacker Leo Chenal fouled his way through and made the play of the game, pretty much his play of his career so far. The field goal was blocked. We're calling it a block-off win for Kansas City. As the clock hit 0, the Chiefs kept the lead. NFL kickers have made 97.2% from 35 yards this season. Kansas City beat those odds. The Chiefs win at 16-14. They'll remain undefeated, improving to 9-0, marking a 15-game win streak dating all the way back to New Year's Eve of last season. The streak marks a franchise record as Kansas City remains the only undefeated team in the NFL. As for injuries, during the game, rookie Xavier Worthy got banged up in the fourth quarter after landing awkwardly on his elbow/shoulder. The wide receiver was helped to the sideline, but he later returned in the game. Early on in the second quarter, like I mentioned earlier, left tackle Wanya Morris hurt his knee. He was questionable to return. The second-year player did later return in the fourth quarter. All right, all smiles this morning on Monday as head coach Andy Reid addressed the media. Big Red sat down with the local media via Zoom like he usually does the day after a game day to discuss injuries, how the defense had a strong performance yesterday, and what is to come this week in Buffalo. So roll the clip.
Yeah, no, I think they're all close. I would probably tell you Juju closer than the other two, but I would tell you that, we might have them out there. We'll just see how it goes here today and tomorrow. They're very close, all three of them. I thought it was a heck of a play there at the end. We overloaded one side. It probably wouldn't have mattered who they had in there blocking, but we were able to get that overload and we got off on the ball. I mean, if you wanted to pick on one thing there to say was a great job, Justin Reid on the outside is the fastest guy in the NFL on his get off on these field goals. And so teams take and look at that and make sure they take care of him first, which allowed the inside three there to really come off and get an explosive. And you saw Nadi kind of went down and they weren't quite sure how to handle that. So there ended up being a separation and we were able to get through the cracks there. And, that was a spectacular way to end it. I'm not sure I've ever had that experience in my career with a walk-off blocked field goal. So it made it exciting, but I'd rather us really focus in on taking care of business in the other part of the game and get that cinched up. But my hat goes off to Tobe. Listen, that's Avich's area. I mean, he looks at everything. So I'm not going to say no, but what we do as coaches, and we overemphasize, we're going to focus in on these kids that are here, and they're getting better. I know it's hard to see at times, but there's progress being made, and we're going to be okay as we go forward. So yeah, well, we think touches for him end up being important, whether he's carrying it or he's a good football player. So you want to have him have an opportunity to show off those talents, and he's always been a good receiver. We weren't getting as much out of the run game as we wanted to, and so we started throwing it a little bit more, and he became an important part of that. It's not as much maybe the physical part as it is the time in between games. So that's what you're managing, and then it comes down to how the guys are feeling. So because of the short week. So that's the way we did it last week. This is a normal week, so it's not going to be quite like that. It'll be a normal week of practice. But Matt, in this league, every game is physical. I mean, the parity in this league is crazy right now. You just check out some of these scores and you go, damn, it's nuts. So there's any given Sunday. Well, I mean, it's no more important than that is right now in this league. You better be on your A game every week. Yeah, they've had a couple of them. We just got to keep it a little bit more consistent. So Nick, they'll keep working on it. They spend time working on it, and we'll just keep it going. And those things, they'll come eventually here as we go with a little bit more consistency.
All right, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. As always, we'll be back again tomorrow. But in the meantime, like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you here on Tuesday.